Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky and today we are down to the last 5 of these kind. I know, that's not what I'm picking. No, I don't even need to spin it that much because it's right here. Let's go with this one. Dragonfly. Okay. A little bit of excitement there. So this is Dragonfly and it's this kind of teal color, very light greeny blue color. And this is what it looks like. I don't know much about this one. I'm curious because when I think of dragonflies, they kind of freak me out a little bit. They are intense. They are intense creatures. They really are. Like, they get into your face and when they go, they move quickly and you can hear them. And they freaked me out a few times. But that's okay because we love them because they have a beautiful purpose in the ecosystem. So there you go. That being said, I don't really know what when I think of dragonfly, I don't know what I really think of. What do I think of? I mean, fast wings, usually spring, summer, humid air usually is what I think of with these little guys, but that's me. So this is the bottle and it will cost you 175 USD. And giant lotus pads part to make way for buds that pierce the surface of the jade green pond. Like a lotus spreading its petals, Zoologist Dragonfly opens with a rush of beautiful aquatic florals, hints of rice, powdery iris, and mimosa diffused from within a lush shroud of green. Ooh, this sounds lovely. This perfume is a new interpretation by perfumer Celine Barrel. The original version, designed by Juan Perez, is discontinued and no longer available. Oh, I wonder what the original notes were. I might have to do some research on that, but that's okay. So the top notes are grapefruit, basil, angelica seed, ginger, rice. Interesting. Heart note, aquatic florals, geranium, jasmine, sambac, mimosa, orris, absolute, rose, violet leaves. Wow. Base notes, rainwater, moss, patchouli, tonka, vetiver, and benzoin, and cashmeran. So that is a lot. So this does not contain any animal products and is made in Canada and will ship from Canada if you buy it here. You can also buy it in the US, of course, and it's from Canada, but it's already here, so the shipping may be a bit faster. That is a lot of notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 notes. Whew, so that is why I do the initial spray an hour and wherever how long it lasts, because it morphs so much. When you have that many notes, it is going to morph. Such pretty liquid. Now let's see if we can get this out. I don't know. I'll probably have to do a couple because with this, I find that the sprayers aren't that great with Zoologist when they come straight from there. So we're gonna do like here. That one, this is basically almost 3 sprays and it's on my hand. It won't stay on my hand because I'm going to wash it. Can't go 5 hours without washing my hands. Wow, there is a lot going on here. There's so many notes, I don't know what is going on. It's beautiful though. Gosh, this is perfect for spring, which is coming up. So there's a lot going on. Heavy greens and florals. It's on my hand, so why not? Yeah, heavy greens and florals. But am I getting the individual notes? Ooh, I get the florals. I get the jasmine a little bit. Did it say it had lotus? Because I'm getting a little bit of that into the notes. No. That's the interesting thing is it doesn't. It smells so good. It really does. So I do get the geranium. I get the geranium. I get a hint of the jasmine, I'm getting something so fresh in this, and I can't quite pull what it is because there's so much going on. I get the aquatic, I get the floral. I wish I was getting more of the ginger and things, but I'm not. No, it almost smells like there's a rose in there. Oh, there is. There's rose right there. I totally skipped that one. I'm like, I get rose. Where is it? Boink. There you go. I definitely am getting the rose. So there's so many florals going on. That's so interesting. So it's definitely a blast of florals, and the florals keep coming forward. They're like fighting each other to see which one's going to come forward. And you definitely get the aquatic scent to it. Definitely get that. So it's just like a floral aquatic scent. Oof. It smells like total rose on here, which isn't a bad thing. I'm actually one of the only people who likes rose. I know a lot of people think it's old-fashioned, but it reminds me of my childhood just because I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. Maybe I was just an old soul. It's just like, I loved rose. I just loved the deep smell of it, and I don't know why. I was obsessed. That and honeysuckle. Two opposite spectrums. Ooh, on here it smells like rose. It smells like rose and greenery. Yeah, rose and greenery. So interesting. It's okay. It smells better here. I know my hand is starting to fade already, so I don't know why. It's really going to aquatic notes here. So it really is that floral aquatic right now with the kind of sharp scent going through it. So there's a floral aquatic with a sharp cut, but it's not ginger. Ginger is very fresh to me. Not that this isn't, it's just ginger has a very specific tart, like sharpness to it. I love ginger, so not ripping on it. I love it. But this has a really sharp note, and I don't know what it is. I'm wondering if it's like some kind of leaf, because I've smelled this before, and it's that sharpness, and I think it's a leaf that they add in a lot of these. It's not the basil, it's not the grapefruit. No, I know, I get the aquatic florals, definitely. The florals, I think it's the violet leaves maybe, because there's something so cutting through it, and I don't know what it is, and I'm not getting the vetiver. I don't know why I would say it wrong. Vetiver. I'm not getting that because I can always spot that. Boy, can I ever. It's not always my favorite note, but I feel like you can make vetiver work if it's just kind of mixed in there. But I'm not getting it in here, and usually I can. So wow, this one's really pretty. Very spring, very summer, very light. I have a feeling that this is not going to be one that lasts very long, that this one's very delicate, and we'll see where it goes. Right now it's glorious, but I feel like you would need 5 to 7 like sprays on you to make it last, but that's not fair because we don't know that for sure. But I do feel that this is very light, late spring, summer scent, very fresh, very aquatic floral, with some kind of strange note cutting through it. I don't know what it is. I think it's like leaves or something. You know how sometimes leaves will be very bitter when you're breaking them apart? It's almost like a little bitterness. But then again, my body really tends to like those bitter notes. So I'm curious what's like here. Here it almost smells like rose and dandelion. Yeah. Rose, dandelion with some aquatic scent. Interesting. Here it doesn't smell like dandelion, but it has that bitterness. You know, it's interesting. There's no dandelion in this, so there you go. But I'm getting that, so it could be all the greens mixed in together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for about an hour on this one because I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. I really am. So hopefully it has staying power. Sometimes the gentler ones don't, but sometimes I've been surprised. So let's hope to be surprised with this one, because I'm really curious to see where it goes, because it is really pretty. It's a really pretty, beautiful, light scent. I would see it leaning a little bit more feminine at this point, just because of the floral notes and the lightness. But that being said, I know a lot of guys who wear the florals. These are unisex, and it smells so darn good on them. Better than me sometimes, so there you go. So, you know, take that as you will, but I think most people would see this leaning a little bit more feminine. But I'm curious to see where it goes. So let's check back in an hour. Okay, so it's been about an hour, and she's still going. It's still going. So let's see. This has really mellowed out quite a bit. I definitely get the aquatic and the aquatic florals. That's what I'm getting from this. I can't really tell the individual flowers anymore. Before they were competing. Now they've kind of taken a back seat and are kind of staying calm at the moment. So it's not quite what it was before. It's very like green and aquatic. But I still get florals. I just don't know which one. I think part of it is they've all kind of morphed together because there's so many. But I'm still getting this sharp note that almost, and there's no musk in this. It kind of reminds me of the beaver fragrance, not the newest one with the maple. I think they're phasing out the original, but it has kind of a little bit of that scent to it. Yeah, it has it's not exactly Band-Aid, but it has this scent to it that I don't know what it is. And I may have to look at the notes when I come back for the final check-in to see if anything is similar, and if so, if that's the note causing it. It adds a little bit of funk, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm trying to find what it is. Let's see. Like, none of these really, something is picking up really sharp. They're kind of dullish in there. I can't explain it. It's just adds a heaviness to it that gives it a little bit more of an earthy centering than just a light floral aquatic. And I cannot figure out what note it is. It's so strange. It's still very fresh. It's still very much a fresh scent. But it's almost like a soapiness to it now. So it's like this light aquatic floral with a soapiness to it, and then something in there that gives it a little bit of deepness that I don't really recognize what it is, but it's soapy aquatic floral. Yeah, so let's try it here. Oh, here it's just beautiful. It's an aquatic, light aquatic floral, but it's a very sweet floral aquatic note. Yeah, there's none of the bitterness there. But to be fair, I tend to pick up those bitter notes really easily. And I don't know why. It's just my body chemistry. It's just bitter. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bitter person. I don't think so. So it's just picking up those notes. I wouldn't describe myself as that, but you know, maybe there's some hidden bitter agenda somewhere. But it's just a very light, beautiful, aquatic floral. This is exactly what it is. I can't necessarily tell what it is, but it is just glorious. It's just so light. A little bit more bitter here. I much prefer it on the clothing. Ooh, it's so glorious. It's so sweet. It's just this light floral aquatic sweetness and just the sweet. This is more bitter. This is sweet and glorious and just, it's very feminine. I just would feel so beautiful in this with the sprayed around and it wafting around. People would want to lean in and go, ooh. They would. It's just glorious. But you would really have to, because this isn't one that's like T-Rex or bee or musk deer that really pack a punch, you know. That it's not like those. This one's a lot more unassuming, gentler. Definitely something you would want to wear in a more humid season. You know, you wouldn't really pick up too much of this in the winter with the heavy air and the cold. It just wouldn't quite mix. This is such a light, beautiful scent. But I'm curious to see where it goes. It's been an hour. Hopefully it stays the whole 5 hours. If not, I'll check back in. But so far, so good. I'm really loving this one again. Okay, so it's been about 5 hours. And to be honest with you, this one probably lasted about until the 3 hour mark. And the only reason I didn't come back was I actually got really busy. So yeah, so when that happens, I mark it and then jump on as soon as I can. So yeah, not the best longevity. So before we discuss that, let's check what's left and see what we're left with. It is so difficult to smell. Even as a skin scent, it's barely there. But what I can get is a little bit of green with an aquatic flower. I can't really get the bitter note any longer, but that's because it's barely there. So that is worn away. So let's see what it smells like on the shirt. Okay, so on the shirt, it smells like it's an aquatic scent with a little bit of floral and soapiness. So there you go. Again, it's still very difficult to smell. The only way I would smell this is if I had my nose straight to the shirt. So the staying power of this one isn't great. So I think you would have to respray this every 3 hours to keep it at its peak. And even then, you know, it would start really weakening pretty quickly. I would say after the first 2 hours. So, you know, just know you're going to pretty much have to keep, at least on me, it may be different for you, you're going to have to apply this a little bit more. I think part of the reason is because it's a very gentle scent. This isn't an in-your-face scent. So, you know, it's a very light floral, aquatic floral. So there you go. It kind of surprised me too a little bit because there are 19 ingredients in Dragonfly, and I don't know if it smells like it has that kind of complexity to it, or maybe the notes just really were like this and really combined to where it just created this beautiful scent, and so it wasn't meant to be individual notes. But it never really morphed with 19 different notes too much like some of the other ones. This one is actually very simplistic in a lot of ways, and that's not a bad thing. I actually think this is one of the more wearable ones of the collection, and I think this would make a lot of people extremely happy. I mean, it's a very green, safe green, aquatic floral scent. Very fresh, unless you get a little bit of that bitter note, but I don't think it's really going to upset anyone. This is one you could wear at work. You can take it to dinner. You can wear this one anywhere. I think if you were looking for a scent that is more, you know, a personal space bubble one, or something that's unassuming, it's not going to make people turn their head and go, dude, you know, tone it down. If you're looking for that, an understated perfume that's very beautiful, especially for summer, late spring, that just works in any occasion, this is for you. If you don't like a lot of attention and you like scents that are pretty much for you, then this is perfect. Now, if you were somebody who likes a lot of sillage and longevity, you like to really be a powerhouse and don't care who smells you, then this one probably isn't going to be for you. If you like the notes, you're going to have to spray on a lot constantly to really make it work. I also think that there probably are a lot of fragrances similar to this, in that I don't know how, I have a feeling there's a lot of green aquatic floral scents out there. So I think somewhere there may be something similar with a little bit more sillage and longevity. So there you go. I just think it's, for zoologists, this is one that it really is in a lot of ways a safe one. You know, I think it's very reminiscent of other scents out there. So, you know, if you want a little bit more power, do a little bit more research and see what's out there. Unfortunately, I can't really recommend anything right now because I don't really have a lot of scents like this. As far as My thoughts on this. Would I personally buy it? Probably not. I would use the sample again. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I loved it. I think it's beautiful, but I think if I was looking for a scent like this, I might do a little bit more research and see what's out there and compare it to this one. Because though it's lovely, I don't know if for me it's unique enough for my collection. And that's just me. For you, the notes may come out very differently, and it may be something that's just fantastic and you love it, and that's great. So it just depends on how it works on you, and maybe it'll work better on you than it did on me. It was beautiful, but it's just the longevity and sillage was very gentle, and there's nothing wrong with that. That may work for you. I just like a little bit more punch personally. So if I were going to rate this, what would I put it at? I would probably put it at a 6.5. It's still above average. It's still above average, but I think for me, for the reasons stated before, I don't know if it's interesting enough for me. The sillage and power is not that great, and there's other ones that I would rather have on the list. I think the strength may be an issue for some, and for some, it's not going to be. They're not going to care. So it just depends on how you feel about it. But I would put it above cow. It's more around the harvest mouse realm, and between probably harvest mouse and not dragonfly, because that is seahorse. It's right in that range a little bit, with harvest mouse being a little bit stronger than those two. So yeah, you just have to think about that. But a 6.5 is totally great. Part of it's just it was a beautiful scent. I really liked it. I just wish it had a little bit more oomph, and maybe some of the other notes came out to give it a little bit more of that individual kick that I love from Zoologist. But that being said, a 6.5 ain't bad. So there you go. So until next time, and when we choose another scent, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.